Today we're getting started on repairing the wall and fence at the bottom of the barranca. The guys are digging the foundation for the wall right now. The fencing that'll replace the old cyclone fencing is a green, sort of visually eco-friendly fencing that blends in well with the background. You can see it on the top of the scaffolding on the right. It comes in sheets and connects with clamps to the upright posts. The pile of rocks that you see down there will be the base for the foundation, and in order to get materials from the top to the bottom, the guys have put in this slide made out of some roofing material. So jumping forward, here we are after the castillos have been installed, the rebar supports. There's 3 of them on this wall, one on each end and one in the center. And here's a very good reason for repairing the wall. These guys have made it a full-time job to try to figure out how to get through that fence and come over and play on the other side. So the process the guys are using here is Hugo's up at the top mixing the concrete on the patio under Palomo's supervision, and he transfers it into the buckets and then lowers it down to Eric, who applies it into the form. The convenient thing about the clay earth here is that it's not necessary when building a foundation underground to build forms, because the clay provides a solid form for the concrete base. So at this stage of the process, it's really just a matter of filling that ditch with concrete and rock. Appearances, or how it looks, isn't really an issue at this point, because all the work they're doing right now will be underground on the completed wall. So the objective is just to get a good strong foundation in place. So you can see here the zapatas are in place under each castillo, which is the cement platform, and the next step will be to fill in between those with rock and concrete, and then just fill up that entire ditch with a rock and concrete mix up to the level of the outside of the wall, which is the level on the right hand side there. Now they have the foundation built up to the ground level of the outside of the wall on the left in this shot. And so the next step, of course, will be to actually build a wall on top of that to get up above the ground level on the back side of the wall. Meanwhile, the dogs finally figured out a way to get over or under or through the fence. So Dalma and Palomo don't seem too worried about it. They're all having their little bonding fest here. Jumping ahead again, at this point the guys have the main body of the rock wall constructed, and they're preparing to build the cadena, which is a concrete section along the top of the rock wall where the upright posts for the fence will be held in place. So this is their rebar reinforcement for that section, and they'll get that down the slide and into position on top of the rock wall. And you can also see the white drainage tubes, which will get cut off after the concrete's dry. That'll keep the water from building up behind the wall. And now they've got the forms in place for the cadena, and then the concrete is poured and the upright posts cemented into place. The only catch with this type of fencing is those posts have to be exactly and specifically in the right spot because the pieces of fence are pre-cut. The rocks piled against the inside edge of the fence are for the drainage, and the soil level will come up just above those rocks. Here's a shot of the back side of the fence. So here's the view from up on the scaffolding. Added a little fire pit and a bench down there. And here's the before shot. And here's the after shot. And there are the dogs on the correct side of the fence, back to their full-time occupation of trying to figure out how to get over it.
Hey guys.